US will not accept World Health Organization findings out of Wuhan without independently verifying.
Here's a summary of the article.
Peter Ben-Mbarek, the group's leader, added it was extremely unlikely the virus leaked from the Wuhan Institute of Virology, as the Donald Trump administration accused repeatedly without evidence. It pushed back on Beijing's that the disease may have started elsewhere. Beijing has been sensitive about the WHO visit, the origin of the disease and criticism it could have acted faster and been more transparent. After Australia called for a robust inquiry last year, Beijing restricted trade and voiced strong displeasure, with the state-run tabloid Global Times accusing Canberra of «panda bashing» and victim blaming. The administration official added that it will support international efforts to supply vaccines and other treatments to countries around the world, once it has most of its own citizens covered. Analysts said they welcomed the U.S. return to the WHO but questioned the idea that other member countries were not able to exert pressure internally for standards or monitor any pressure Beijing might have exerted on the Geneva-based organization. While the team was very strong, several members were on record voicing their conclusions before the mission was over, and Beijing was in a position to exert a certain amount of control over its activities while the mission was on Chinese soil, he said.
This post received a score of 10,000, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Always good to peer review research. Cool thumbs up.
Trust, but verify.
They should print that on our money.
Might clash a bit with In God We Trust though. That one is kinda hard to verify.
We could kill two birds with one stone and only have to add 2 words to the motto, In God We Trust, but verify.
The problem though is that verifying God is pretty much the antithesis of faith.
Yeah, but it seems fitting for the US motto to be a paradox. It's like the old Groucho Marx joke, I'd never join a club that would have me as a member.
Not surprising at all. I'm sure they'll find WMDs.
Let me refresh your memory. What actually happened is that the UN weapons inspectors searched for evidence of WMDs in Iraq and didn't find any, and the US decided to not believe them. Sounding familiar?
And the US ignored that and accused them of having WMD anyways.
Let's be real, in this era, it doesn't matter if the finding was accurate or not. People only want to hear and believe what they want to believe. If anything doesn't align, they find something to point it, like fake news, or pocketed and whatever. People will still just believe what they want to believe regardless.
This is what makes me so pissed off about all of this, it's like there is no point in the truth anymore.
WRL come to post-truth.
It's a year after the fact. It doesn't even matter at this point. If you're going to investigate, you need to start right away.
I think it matters, but you're right, if there was any evidence that it did originate from that Wuhan lab, it's likely long gone. I'm glad we're not blindly accepting it though. China has a huge incentive not to come out and say, yeah sorry guys, thanks to our negligence over 2 million people have died to a virus we were researching. They would likely face tons of sanctions from other nations until all their facilities reach world-class levels of containment protocols. I also just think it's far too suspicious that this was a SARS-CoV virus, unique to bats, and it originated in a wet market just minutes from a lab researching SARS-CoV viruses, unique to bats.
They might not have made it, but they could still have spread it through negligence, and let's face it, China's known for being irresponsible.
Oh, let me be clear, I was never alleging that they made it and willingly let it loose upon their own population. I think that would be too far-fetched to believe, and when I say originated, I mean that as the location where the spread started rather than any sort of creation of the virus. I believe they were likely researching SARS-CoV-2 along with various other coronaviruses unique to bats, and this one got out via bad lab containment procedures.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.